everyone, welcome back to Inside the Release, the weekly podcast where we walk through the latest updates to the Rev.io platform and talk about what they mean for you and your team. I'm Justin.
And I'm Savannah. This week, we've got a really strong set of new features, some solid updates, a couple of bug fixes, and a great mobile section. Let's get into it.
Starting with new features, and there are quite a few this week. First up, there's a new services list screen in the customer module that gives you a centralized view of all services created from quotes. You can see pending services grouped by quote or customer and activate them directly without having to navigate to individual customer profiles.
For anyone managing a high volume of pending services across multiple customers, this is a much more efficient workflow. Everything is in one place instead of spread across individual accounts.
Next, Assets got some big upgrades this week, and there are a few pieces to cover here. Assets linked to an active RMM integration now display a managed indicator chip in the list and a managed by indicator on the detail page header. There's also a new device details subtab on the asset detail page that surfaces RMM-sourced information like operating system, IP address, model, and processor, along with a footer showing when the data was last synced and where it came from.
And for assets without an RMM integration, device details can still be entered and updated manually. There's also a new RMM Quick View card on the asset details sidebar that surfaces key device info at a glance without needing to navigate to the device details tab. And the asset list can now be filtered by managed status.
That's a comprehensive set of additions for asset management. Having that RMM data surfaced directly on the asset record without having to jump between platforms is a real workflow improvement for MSPs.
The asset detail page also has two other new additions this week. First, there's a new activity section that provides a running feed for logging and viewing notes over time, displayed in reverse chronological order with author and timestamp. Existing notes have already been automatically migrated to the feed, so nothing is lost.
And there's a new history tab showing a complete ticket history for the asset, with the ability to create new tickets directly from that view with the asset and customer information pre-populated. So if you're looking at an asset and need to spin up a ticket, you don't have to start from scratch.
Between the device details, activity feed, and ticket history, the asset detail page is becoming a really complete picture of everything related to that asset.
Next, there are a couple of SMS and contact updates worth calling out. You can now configure whether contacts should automatically opt in to receive SMS messages using the new customer SMS default option in system settings. New numbers will default to opted in, and customers can now reply stop to opt out of SMS messages directly, which extends that capability beyond just internal users.
There's also a nice quality of life improvement when it comes to users in the customer portal. If a portal user's email or mobile number matches an existing contact on the same customer account, the records will automatically be linked and kept in sync. So you won't end up with duplicate or out-of-date contact info between portal users and contacts.
And the last new feature is a significant one for workflow administrators. The contact types and external parties fields have been added when configuring workflow reactions. That means you can now notify contacts outside your organization directly through workflows. Contact types includes contacts from the customer account even if they aren't directly tied to the triggering event. And external parties includes all relevant contacts associated with an event, like the primary or associated contacts on a ticket.
For teams relying heavily on automated notifications, this opens up a lot of new possibilities for keeping the right people informed at the right time.
All right, let's get into updates. First, documents from the Proposals tab on the customer can now be migrated to the new Quotes tab with full data, formatting, and product selections preserved. This is a really important bridge for teams that are still in the process of transitioning to the new quoting experience.
When a proposal is marked as completed in the new quoting process, the system now automatically creates a ticket containing all one-time items from the associated quote. If there are no one-time items, no ticket is created. This brings the new quoting experience in line with how the previous quoting process handled ticket creation. So if you relied on that behavior before, it's now carried over into the new experience.
The Related Accounts tab on the customer record now has an Add Related Account button, letting you link child accounts and related accounts directly without switching over to Rev.io billing. A small but convenient change.
On the workflow notification side, SLA triggers now fall under the ticket area and use ticket conditions and email tokens. That means you can build more targeted SLA breach workflows based on ticket-specific criteria, which gives administrators a lot more control over how those notifications are structured.
Inbound emails on tickets now display with improved formatting for better readability, and customer account notes can now be configured to display pop-up alerts when users open tickets for that customer. In addition to the existing customer level alert, you can set this up on the Customer Notes tab by selecting the new ticket option when creating a pop-up alert. Alerts can be dismissed for all, dismissed for yourself, or snoozed for 30 minutes based on permissions. It's a really useful way to make sure important context about a customer doesn't get missed before a technician dives into a ticket.
Invoices can now be searched by invoice ID and filtered by created or due date ranges directly from the Invoices tab in the Customer Billing section. And inventory API endpoints are now available in the developer portal, so be sure to check that out if you're building integrations.
Just 2 bug fixes this week, but both are worth mentioning. The Save button is now properly disabled when adding a new address to a quote if you haven't completed the required line 1 field. And the Bill Profile Edit page now prevents saving a profile with the type set to cycle when no cycle rows have been added, which could previously create corrupt bill profiles that blocked service activation.
Let's close out with mobile. As always, due to App Store and Google Play approvals, these updates may take some time to appear in the app.
This is a big week for opportunities in the mobile app. You can now create, edit, and delete opportunities directly in Revio Mobile, including updating stage and status values and adding activity notes. And full opportunity details can be viewed by tapping any opportunity, including core fields, custom fields, and an activity feed that loads more items as you scroll.
So the full opportunity workflow is now available in the mobile app, which is great news for sales reps who are on the go.
Invoices can now also be viewed and shared in mobile through a card-based interface, with options to expand details, download, and email invoices with custom recipients and messages directly from the app.
Tickets can now be filtered by user group in mobile, showing only the groups you're assigned to, a helpful filter for technicians who only need to see tickets relevant to their team, and a bug fix on Android. Tapping an address on a contact card no longer incorrectly shows a Maps Not Available error.
Before we wrap up, we want to thank all of the clients who shared their feedback and submitted ideas. Your input directly helps shape the direction of the platform and the features we prioritize.
That's a wrap on episode 8. A new services list screen, major asset upgrades, SMS and contact improvements, expanded workflow notifications, quoting updates, and a great batch of mobile features including full opportunity support.
Such a good release. We'll be back next week with whatever comes next.
I can't wait. And if you've got questions about anything we covered today or feedback you want to share with the team, please let us know in the community. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for listening to Inside the Release. We'll see you next week.